Hello and happy first day of December 2021, the last month of 2021. I promise that I will be here starting this motivation, inspirational videos so that, hey, we can roll on to 2021. Well, actually into 2021, right? Maybe bounce into 2021. So today is the first day of the Fear to Freedom 2022 and beyond. Today we are going to talk about freedom. If freedom is in our DNA, why are we so afraid, right? I mean, it's almost like everybody starts off any project, any day with some kind of fear of what could or could not happen. But let me start off with a quote by Nelson Mandela, who said, "The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear." So that means the fear of uncertainty is a part of human nature. We all get afraid at some point or another in our lives. We are all afraid of something in our lives. There's not one person that I know or that I've studied from that has never expressed that, yes, they go through moments of fear and they have had fearful moments in their lives. So today, what I wanted to do was, because when we're talking about getting into 2022, and getting freedom, to me, I'm encouraging you to explore things that you've never explored before, to get into doing things that you've never even believed or thought that they were possible for you. That's the kind of freedom that I'm inspiring you to do and to go into when we get into 2022. So the word success comes in with that, because then here's the thing: if you try something that you never thought that you could do, but something that is interesting, you are bound to be successful about it. So then here's the thing: when people hear the word success, right, everybody just starts to tense up and they start to think, success? You mean I literally could let go of my fears and be successful? The answer is yes. But we have to determine what your fears are when it comes to being successful, when it comes to moving from what you're afraid of to your freedom. So I want you to think about some of these reasons why people are afraid, of being successful. I'm going to talk about them, and then you take from what I'm saying to see and say, you know what, that's something that I struggle with, I suffer with. I think that's my fear. I want you to be able to pinpoint what your fear is. So here you go. Is it a fear of learning something new? Is it a fear of not being good enough? Is it a fear of being actually successful and then people start looking at you as successful? That means you're in the limelight. So is it that limelight that you don't want to be, dealing with? Is it maybe once you're successful at whatever you're doing or whatever you do, right, that you become the teacher of teaching other people about what you know? Is that what scares you, to be looked at as the expert, as the teacher? Maybe it might be a fear of, feeling like you are now too old to even move around things in your life, to explore new ways of doing things, to explore opportunities that are different from what you've known, to explore new relationships. Maybe you might be feeling like, you know what, I'm too old. Or the big one. I don't have enough education. I'm not qualified enough. Any of those, do those resonate with you? Are those some of those things that come to mind when we talk about shifting from fear to freedom? The interesting thing about living today, our lives, right? We are living in an extraordinary time, is what I call it. Because then we have countless degrees of freedom where we can reach billions. Can you imagine? We are a generation, maybe the only generation, the first generation that can meet billions and be connected to billion plus people in the comfort of our homes or in the comfort of our computers or the phones. Can you imagine? So here's the thing. We're supposed to be excited because now we can connect with people from around the world. But no, many people are even paralyzed with that freedom. It paralyzes them because now it's like, you mean I actually can get out of my comfort zone and reach out to all these billions of people without even getting on the plane or getting in my car? The answer is yes. I don't understand why we are afraid. Well, the fact is, anything that you are not quite sure of, that is new, that you don't have a sense of how it could work, without seeing how you actually can do it, sometimes without that clear path, it becomes scary because you're not quite sure of how to do it. The biggest part is we have choices. We have more choices now and options of being able to learn all that, to be able to do whatever is being done by other people. See, I come from this school where if somebody else can do it, then I can do it. If somebody else can learn it, then I can learn it. That's my schooling. That's my thinking. So there's nothing that will be too big, too small, or too hard, as long as somebody else is doing it. And now, as long as more people are even doing it, oh no, I'm not ruling myself out. I hope that you take that mentality as well, that you're not ruling yourself out because you've never done it. You're not being afraid to get out of your comfort zone because you've never done it. So for today, here is a reflection that I want to leave with you. What is it that you're afraid of when it comes to success? What is it that you're afraid of when it comes to change, to moving from where you are, from the things that you've been doing and doing something new? What is it that you are afraid of? Take out a journal. I'm big for writing in journals and journaling that, because here's the thing: journal your answers. Write down what thoughts come through when you listen to this video. And here's another key point: when we are willing to view life as the teacher, even in the midst of uncertainty, a journey begins. And this journey, some might call it a spiritual journey, a spiritual path, but what it does is it challenges us to shift from fear to the freedom of knowing and enjoying that it can be done. It's easy. I never knew that I could do this. It just brings out a strength that is within you. So that's my take for today. That's my motivation for day 1 of the 31 days that I'll be coming to you with different things of shifting you from fear to freedom 2022 and beyond. My name is Dr. STEM, and as I always say, be encouraged.